From Bordeaux to Juventus and then Real Madrid, he won everything there is to win in club football as a player. He won the UEFA Champions League, won the league as a player. He also won the Ballon d'Or on 3 different occasions. In the national team, talking about the French national team, he won the FIFA World Cup in 1998 and went on to win the Euros in the year 2000. Zinedine Zidane is his name, and as a coach, he has done the same thing he did as a player. He has won the league, won the Champions League on 3 different occasions, and yes, we can say congratulations to Real Madrid as they are champions of Spain as we speak. But the big question now is this man that has won everything as a coach the greatest coach ever? Maybe we can just ask, is he the greatest coach of his generation? We have a special edition of the discussion segment today as we have 2 in-house analysts that will be discussing this with me. On my left is John Ojetunde. John, it's great having you on the show.
Yeah, Solomon, it's great to be here. I've not been here my first time on this show, and I think it's going to be a lovely one because the subject of discourse is something I really fancy a lot, because the coaching discussion, Zinedine Zidane, is the man I revere so much. A lot of people think that probably is my other, but we will discuss that while the show goes on.
Most definitely, it's great having him, and I like the way he started. And yes, you know him, Ken Idris, he's on my right. It's great having you on the show.
It's good to be here, Solomon. It's good to always do this with you. I tell you always, when I get to stand to talk sports, especially on this show, there is a way I feel giddy. And Solomon, you always find a way to get emotional topics, and this is definitely no different.
So we're going straight to what we have to discuss. John Ojetunde, is Zinedine Zidane the greatest coach of all time, or maybe is he the greatest of his generation?
Wow, this question is it's a question that a lot of people have talked about in the past, and I'm here to bring my opinion as whether he's the greatest manager of all time. First of all, let me say this: Zidane is the greatest player, as far as I'm concerned, that have graced the occasion when it comes to football, in terms of skill, in terms of in everything. So as a manager, he's achieved a lot. He has achieved something that no coach in this world, no coach born of a woman, except everyone is born of a pig, but of a woman, has ever achieved what Zinedine Zidane has done. He's won 3 good Champions League, and he did it back to back.
A very valid point, John Ojetunde. I can tell you that is very valid. Even the likes of Pep Guardiola have 2 Champions League to talk of. Even Jose Mourinho can just boast of 2 UEFA Champions League. And when you talk about the time span they've been coaching, is way, way different. Ken Idris, is Zinedine Zidane the greatest coach of all time?
Definitely, it can't be the greatest of all time. It cannot even be said to be the greatest of all time. No doubt Zinedine Zidane was loved as a player and is even more loved now as a coach because of what he's been able to achieve. Probably, if you ask me if Zinedine is one of the great or the good coaches, not even great, good coaches.
Good, you're just using
yes,
good.
I would
Wow.
say yes. Now, let me go to what coaching means. Let me go to the things coaches have done. The name of the Nottingham Forest coach,
Brian
Carr, was arguably called the coach of, the European coach of all time.
Yes.
Because of what he was able to achieve with Nottingham Forest. Now, let me come down. I mentioned sometimes the coach of Arsenal. One of the things that was said about Wenger and what he brought to England is that he changed the face of football entirely and forever for English football. And look at up until now, whether you like it or not, if there is any semblance of beauty or beautiful football you're seeing in England, it can well be traced down to a certain Arsene Wenger. Now, you can go to Leicester and talk about the likes of Claudio Ranieri. I can go on and on and on, but I know there is a moderation to all of this, and I still got further arguments as the show wears on.
Now, how come John Ojetunde he is comparing Zinedine Zidane to a Ranieri that won the Premier League for Leicester City? He's way bigger than that.
Solomon, this is a complete joke from Kenny, because you look at the managers mentioned, you can't compare them to what Zinedine Zidane has done in Madrid. For example, I remember this season vividly. Madrid were on the low. The team was shattered. You see, there was no unity in that team. They were not getting results on and off the pitch. Florentino Perez had to plead with Zidane to come back and restore parity between them and Barcelona. Brought in Zidane, and look at what he has done. He has done something that you count number of managers that have done what Zidane did. He came in towards the middle of the season. He brought the team back. They won the league. And look at where they are now. So if you are making comparison, Zidane has done it. He has proved to the world that he is a coach that has been tested, tried, and has achieved what no other manager has done.
Now, Kehinde Idris, quick, you have to defend that. Yeah. You have to defend what you said. That you want to compare Zinedine Zidane to Leicester City's Claudio Ranieri. You are comparing Zinedine Zidane to what Manuel Pellegrini did at Manchester City.
Now this is the idea. You know, every day, now and then, whether the season started, the season that had not started, the season, 7 seasons to come, you know already Real Madrid is already a league contender in Spain. Real Madrid is already a Champions League contender in Europe. That is never going to change anytime soon. At least I know in another 10-15 years. Now, I mentioned the Claudio Ranieri with Leicester. Up until now, it's still a shocker that in the country that brought the likes of Manchester, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Leicester came from nothing entirely. The only thing they were hoping for in that season was to be in the top half of the table. Talking about number 1 to 10, they went ahead to win the league. This was something that was magical to the entire footballing world. And if you ask anybody who was present or who followed this story, they will tell you these are the stories that are as inspirational as possible. Now, I mentioned Mancini. Mancini did something that no Man City fan, no Man City executive, no Man City money, no Man City setup ever thought is going to happen as of the time it did. You can also go back to how they clinched the title. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of belief. It took a lot of mastercraft from the coach. Now, I'm talking about people who did something that is out of anybody thinking. We're talking of coaches who have come with teams that you never thought could achieve anything, and they went ahead to achieve something as huge as you can think of. I don't care what kind of mastery you've got. As long as you're taking a club that is almost certain that you will just prove for a title, then I think you're not doing anything special. If you're taking up a club that is not in the context of a title and you go ahead to achieve that, I think that is something of a discussion and inspiration.
Well, Kehinde Idris, John Ojetunde, I'm still not convinced. You have to do better. Well, I'm leaving the stage for the 2 gladiators to prove their point. John says Zinedine Zidane is the greatest, and Kehinde Idris is negating that. The floor is yours. The 2 gladiators, you have the floor. You have to prove your point on the show today.